Hello and welcome back to the Behind the Plate Podcast in partnership with One IQ Sports. I'm Will. This is my co-host DJ, and it's been a minute, but it's been an all right minute, I'd say, for the Blue Jays.
Hey, yes. For the pitching, mostly. But
For Jose Barrios, mostly.
yes, we're winning.
I guess
we're
Kikuchi
winning.
was all right. We're winning.
Yeah,
It was
we're
a
winning.
good week for Dalton Varsho. It was a good week for Jose Barrios.
Yes.
It was a week for Bo Bichette.
Gosman had a good
It's been a good bounce back.
Yeah.
I am going to grab stuff because we did our predictions from last week on who would do what. So we're going to grab that real quick.
Let's do
But
it.
if you want to kind of run us through some top performances that you saw from just a couple of guys over the week, DJ, be my guest.
Obviously, Dalton Varsho coming up huge a few times. How many bombs did he have this week? 2, right? 3. Yeah, it was 3. Holy fuck.
He might have had
remember
4, if I'm remembering, because he had 2 against Colorado and then 2 in that one game against the Yankees.
Holy, I am glad to see. I'm glad to see he's doing something because if you're a Blue Jays fan, I feel like there's not many of us that aren't high on Dalton Varsho. Basically, what we gave up for him, it was very controversial. So it's good that he's warmed up and he's starting to hit the ball because he could easily have a 2020 season, including his glove, like 20 runs saved, fucking Gold Glove that he got robbed of last season.
We're on to a lot of different 2020s there, if that's the case.
I know. Well, I think he could easily get 20 home runs. No problem.
I'd probably have to agree with you on that.
Yeah, 20 home runs. What else could he get?
20 home runs, 20 RBI. 20 doubles, 20 stolen bases.
20 stolen. I was thinking 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases, and 20 runs saved.
Yeah, I can see it. I'd be okay. I'd be okay with that.
I'd be okay with that. I could see him like with the pop he has. If he's hitting the ball well, he could easily go for 30.
Didn't he hit? No, he didn't hit 20 last year. I think he hit 16 last year, but he's already off to a better start. The one thing that I want to talk about before we go back to like some star performances is the third base combination that the Jays have put together of Ernie Clement and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
Yeah.
The whole goal was to basically create Matt Chapman in like 3 different players or 2 different players. And as of, I think it was a day or 2 ago, Matt Chapman's F-WAR was 0.5. And the combination of both Isaiah Kiner-Falefa and Ernie Clement, I think, was 0.8.
There you go.
I assume that's gone up. Ernie had, I think, a 2-for-2 day. Like, he's hitting 300. Isaiah is almost hitting 300.
I don't know if those guys need to perform like great with the bat. I think it's replacing the defense.
And they've done that. Ernie Clement, to me, could be a future Gold Glove winner. I think he's just that solid, that comfortable, that confident in third base. I definitely think I like IKF more at second base, but I also really like having Biggio playing at second base. We got kind of a really weird situation where we don't have like the commodities of top tier players, but we got a commodities of like bench players playing way above what we thought, and they have basically pushed the starters to the brink.
It is nice to see that we have a bunch of utility guys that can come in with confidence and play with confidence. Just know their role and what they're supposed to do and do it well. Like, Bo has been, better since the first week with his glove, but it's always going to be iffy with him.
I watched him. I don't remember what game in the Yankee series, but I watched him whiff a ground ball that was like a simple, if he took one more step over, he wouldn't have to backhand it, and he chose to backhand it, and it went underneath his glove somehow. It's just like how? Like, how do you do that as a 6th-year player, 5th-year player? Like, come on.
He tries to be too fancy. When he completes plays, they're really nice. But I think it's because he tries to do overly creative things, or like he'll take a bounce off like the wrong hop and make it more difficult than it has to be. Or just simply not take his time with things. Like he just rushes things sometimes, and I don't know. He's been decent. We still need his bat to come alive a little more. He had a few good games during the week. He had an 8-game hitting streak out of nowhere, which that's how good he is. Like you didn't even know. You didn't even know.
I was like refusing to believe that was the case.
Same thing with Kevin Biggio. You're like, wow, he's fucking killing it to start the season. And obviously Turner's just been consistently the guy that's been getting on base and
I'm starting
getting some knocks.
Vladdy's starting to have some good ABs too. You know, he's seeing a lot of pitches. He's starting to drive the ball again. Not 100% in line drives, but they're getting there. It's just something's got to change with him, man. Because I feel sadness when I see him go to the plate, and I should not be feeling sadness when our generational hitter is going up to the plate.
Pitchers are just pitching him away because they know he'll chase. You know, when he hits the ball, it's good. And even watching some of the games recently, like you said, he's making good contact, and sometimes he's just getting robbed, or they'll just make a nice play. Like there's been a lot of times this season where I'm like, wow, that was a nice piece of hitting, and it just lands in a glove. So obviously that'll go. The chasing just has to stop. I don't know why he started chasing like off the plate so much, but it's really bad sometimes.
Every time I think, I'm like, hey, Vladdy's turned a corner. He had an 8-pitch at bat the game the first at bat. And then I watch him whiff at a slider that's out in fucking like Utah, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Like
insane!
That thing's in another country."
He's a player that could one game have 3 walks, and then the next have 4 strikeouts.
Yeah,
it's insane. I think he's like in his head. He's like, okay, they didn't pitch to me the day before.
They're going to pitch
me today, so I'm swinging at everything.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what he does in San Diego. That's a big thing. But something in general just has to kind of change with the offense. Like, it is not clicking for whatever reason. So I composed my new lineup against right-handed pitchers while you were talking. And I wanted to get frisky, so we got a little frisky out here. Leading off and playing second base, I have number 8, Kevin Biggio. I think you got to ride a guy who's hitting 300. He's literally hitting at a rate he's never hit at in his career. Take advantage. I got Bo going back up to the 2-hole. I got Turner.
Bo number 2.
Bo just works better as a 2-hole hitter than Vladdy, in my opinion.
It feels weird to have Vladdy ahead of Bo, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I got Bo in the 2-hole. I got Turner hitting third. He's the DH. Got Vladdy fourth at first base with some protection front and behind. Then I got Springer. Just got to move him around because something's not clicking. But, like, he's also has good games, but, like, then it's just woof the next day.
Yeah.
Then I got Kirk or Jansen, either or. Schneider in left. IKF or Clement at third. And then Varsho in center. Basically, at this rate, I know Kiermaier just had a good game. But right now, at this rate, I don't really want to see Kiermaier in the starting lineup as much as possible.
Yeah. Like, I seen your tweet the other day, and like, why aren't you switching things up in the outfield? That tweet you were mentioning. Why isn't Schneider starting every day in the outfield?
There's no reason. After seeing what Schneider can do defensively, there is zero reason to have Kevin Kiermaier on this team anymore. Because then you can get rid of him, save $10 million, and then you can call up a guy like Will Robertson, who's absolutely hitting the fucking cover off the ball in AAA right now. And so is Addison Barger. Get one of those two guys up. They both deserve the opportunity. And I can guarantee you for a fact they would hit water if they fell off a boat. Kevin Kiermaier would hit fucking sand.
Hmm. It's I think it's the whole platinum glove thing because he's automatic when the ball's hit to him.
Yeah,
Automatic.
but
Like
so
you
is
don't
Varsho.
even think. Varsho, yes. Oh yeah, Varsho,
Varsho's
100%.
at this
But
point in their
Schneider, we
career,
don't know enough.
Varsho's probably the better defender just due to youth.
Yeah, I agree with you. If I had to choose, it's Varsho,
And
just because like so he's young.
I like Kevin Kiermaier, which is like definitely a sentence. If you'd told me 2 years ago, I'd say I'd laugh at you. But I do. I really like Kevin Kiermaier. I don't like him in the starting lineup. I think he's a fourth outfielder now, but like he's also done so much in his career that he deserves a place to start somewhere and start for a competitive team. So I'm like really torn on like, what do you do with him? You don't want to cut him 10, 15 games into the year either. Like that's just dumb.
No, I think it puts a lot more pressure on a guy like Kevin Kiermaier to perform when your big guys aren't performing and when the offense is struggling. Because he's not an offensive guy. And last year he had a great year, right? But when you have a struggling team that can't hit a beach ball right now, well, we're somehow getting 5 runs across lately and sneaking past victories. But like at the same time, like it puts a telescope on him where you're like looking at everyone and you're like, this guy's not hitting in a bad lineup already. We need someone else. So that doesn't.
I'm getting under the boat to just let Matt Haig just run. Give him the reins, give him the keys to the offense, give him the keys, give him, whether it's to the car, to the house, give him the offense. I want him 100% control of the offense. Send Guillermo Martinez to like Spain or something and let him 100% control it and let Eddie's there, let him be the assistant hitting coach. What, like, honestly, literally, what's the worst that could happen? They score 4 runs a game? That's an improvement.
Yeah. Change it up. I don't care who it is at this point. Just get Guillermo out of there. Like, we need, even if it gets worse, we tried. It can't stay like this with this good of a lineup.
It's 180 games of the same bullshit. And they're like, oh, it's an outlier. No, the outlier is when we score 8 runs a game. When we do that, I'm like, whoa, we're doing really good. And then the next day we score 1 run and strike out 10 times. And you're like, we're back.
When it's 8 runs, it's purely off the talent we have.
Yeah. Or the pitchers sucked.
Yeah. Which, by the way, thanks God for our pitching staff being like really good again. I mean, I have so much confidence in all our pitchers right now, to be honest.
Gausman's the only one that worries me, I'd say, right now. Other than that, everyone else is doing great. I think just because Gausman's struggling a little bit, I'm like, which Gausman are we seeing today?
Yeah,
I going into that Yankees game, that game 3 against the Yankees, I was like, okay, it's a loss. This is just a loss.
Yeah, that was big because I think people forget that he's coming off of an injury and like velocity was down. Like he was obviously walking guys at a higher clip because of it. I feel like that was a very positive sign seeing him go 5 innings and like, actually pitch good because I think he's just going to go back to being solid Gausman. Hopefully.
But
you'll never know.
Yeah. Yeah. Battled through not having his best stuff, which was nice. To me, the story of like the rotation is Jose Barrios. As much as I want it to be like Yariel or like Yusei, it is Jose Barrios. Yeah, but I mean, for Yariel, it was 1. Yusei's had good ones, but he's so frustrating.
I know.
But Barrios has just been on it, man. Like, even if he doesn't have his good stuff, you can still be like, okay, we're probably going to see 6 innings out of you tonight.
Yeah.
It's just
he's our ace.
Nice.
Out of like what 3 or 4 good starters, he is clearly above everybody else.
This is what they paid him to do, and it's nice that he's doing it.
Yeah, I would love a Cy Young.
So would I.
That would be so nice. I mean, he deserved it.
He's on my fantasy. I would definitely love it.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe I should check our fantasy because it's me and you right now.
You're kicking my ass. I assembled the Blue Jays lineup out there, man. While only employing 1 Blue Jay. But I mean, I think the elephant in the room right now is Wednesday's collapse in the 9th inning. Which to me, I mean, you can throw some blame on Eric Swanson. Fair enough. He's got to be better, but it was his first game in over a month at the big league level.
Yeah.
Due to injury. And we literally threw him to the Wolves. And then those Wolves turned to Sharks. So we threw in 9 ERA Tim Meza. And to me, it kind of boils down to just mismanagement of the bullpen throughout the series.
Yeah.
So it seems like after game 1, everyone kind of knew in the clubhouse that Chad Green was sore for game 2, and yet they threw Yimi Garcia for game 2 when they probably could have thrown in Swanson at some point or figured a way around it to save Garcia for game 3 in case. Because there's no reason Garcia shouldn't have been the closing pitcher for game 3 if we knew that Chad Green wasn't going to be 100% for after game 2 or even going into game 2.
Have a better backup plan.
When 3 of your high-end relievers are unavailable, and the other one, it's his first game his first major league games since last year, because you can't even count spring training games as that.
Against one of the top lineups in the MLB.
That's a rough introduction into the season. And then to think Tim Meza against Aaron Judge was the right call is astonishing to me. Tim Meza against Carlos Santana in 2021 or 2022 wasn't even the right choice. Well, how was Aaron Judge the right one?
Aaron Judge, who, by the way, had 1 hit in the whole series.
Yeah, and it was the one that broke our souls.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't put that on Swanson at all. I was watching it. I started watching as they tied the game and took the lead. But, yeah, I don't know. Garcia's obviously that guy. With the pitchers we have available, obviously.
To me, it's simple for the bullpen. Game 1, you rotate 50-50. One day it's Romano, one day it's Garcia. That's the closing pitching role. That's how you got to do it. And then you have Chad Green as an 8th inning guy, and you got Eric Swanson as an 8th inning guy. You got Meza. Then you can put Henny as a 7th, 6th inning guy.
Yep.
I like Bowden Francis, but it would have kept Nate Pearson up over him.
Yeah. Trevor Richards in the 6th inning if we need him to come in.
Yeah, Richards shouldn't be past the 7th inning, in my opinion.
Yeah, 7th.
Henny had a great game, too. Henny pitched 2 innings. It was locked. So that was frustrating.
It's frustrating, but like we were talking about before the podcast started, we were happy to see that we even had the chance to sweep the Yankees coming off
Pretty ecstatic.
This series. The Yankees were very hot coming in. They're going to trample us again. And to win the first 2 is wow, it takes a lot of pressure off your back.
To be tied 3-3 after the first 6 games is pretty good.
Yeah.
And because the next series is in June, probably going to see Garrett Cole. But in the same sentence, theoretically, the offense shouldn't be much worse than what it is. It could only be better. So maybe you have a Vladdy hitting 250, a Bo hitting 270, a Springer hitting 210, which would just be nice. Kiermaier hitting 190. Varsho doing his thing. As long as they don't sit Varsho a day after he hits a home run, they should win.
Schneider.
Yeah, or Schneider. I just think there's something I see the potential in this team. But it's just it's been so hit and miss literally that I don't know what to expect day in and day out when this team comes to play. Because one day it's oh, they're the best. The next day it's whoa, who brought in the AA team? Shout out the Wi-Fi, dogs.
Okay, there we go.
It's okay. I did a pretty good ramble on for that whole time. So.
I was trying to just bob my head and be yep.
Yeah, I was just ripping on about how I don't really know what this team is day in and day out, but you see the potential.
Yes, and I think we all do, but it's it's kind of frustrating that um I don't know, just the guys haven't stepped up. You know how many weeks in a row we've been like, Bo and Vladdy, or like Vladdy and Vladdy, and I don't know, man. It's annoying to see Kevin Biggio playing the best out of the three. Kind of says a lot about the start of the season.
Yeah.
Which he's been really good. You can't knock what he's
there's nothing against that.
doing his job. He's doing his job. Batted 300. You can't really ask for more out of Bidge there.
Nope. He's doing what he has to do, which is great.
And he's just an awesome. He's gonna win a Gold Glove this season for sure. I think.
It's
Easily.
just he can't be the dude, you know?
Yeah.
Like we can't have him be like
our
that
all-star
guy. Like he shouldn't be the offensive like wow. He should be like the middle of the pack offensive guy. You should be like people shouldn't be scared to pitch to him. They should be scared to pitch to like Vladdy and Bo. And I don't think anyone is. Like I feel like you could send out an 8-year-old and they'd probably strike out one of those two. Just throw a slider away, man. You'll get Vladdy every time.
Springer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Teoscar. This team in general for like the last 4 years just struggles with a slider. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the hitting coach.
Yeah, I think we're getting there. I think it's a crazy, like, I don't know how we do it. Are we always bitching that we're so bad, and yet we have more wins than losses? Still, somehow.
We've been pretty spoiled, I think. It's just, it's the fact that we see how good this team plays at a level where they aren't playing their best baseball.
Yep.
It's like, could you imagine what this team would be like with 2021 Vladdy and a 2022 Bo or a 2023 Bo? They'd be first in the division. They genuinely would be first in the division right now.
I don't even want to think about Vladdy.
You can basically give us 2 wins against Houston. So you're now 11-7. You'd probably snake another win against Tampa Bay. So there's 12-6. You'd snake another one against the Yankees. You'd sweep Colorado. You'd maybe sweep Seattle, and bam, you're at 15 wins.
I don't think we sweep the Rockies because we had given up, what was it, like 12
We'd
runs?
sweep the Mariners.
Yeah. No, seriously, I think you're right. So, I don't know.
It's just so frustrating. But like,
because we know the ceiling to this team.
Yeah, and we just keep seeing the floor.
Yeah, seriously, I think this is the floor. I think it is. But maybe we just got lucky that one year. I mean, fuck, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know how long we could ride this horse.
Yeah.
Manoah.
I don't know how long you can ride the horse of Guillermo Martinez, but like that's it for him. Please let me talk about anything else. Manoah had a good AAA debut.
Huh?
Manoah had an all right AAA debut, I guess.
I was just about to say, like.
He went 3 1/3. He hit a couple. I don't think he hit anyone, so that's nice. But yeah, he gave a couple runs, struck out 4, I think 8 hits. It was productive. Just it works. I guess it's nice to see that he can throw a baseball and get someone out at a decent level. But yeah, we just need to see a little bit more. You see a little bit more out of Manoah for the next little bit. But in my opinion, let's say Manoah has another game on. I think it's tomorrow he pitches. Say he goes 5 innings. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do if he goes 5 innings? Do you sit him in AAA? Or do you bring him up and send Francis down? And just say, hey, you're stuck to the bullpen. Or do you phantomile Gosman to get him right?
I think.
And run with Manoah for 2 weeks.
I don't know if one good Manoah outing is good enough for me to bring him up already.
So let's say he has 2 good outings, back to back. 5 innings, 6 innings. Then what are you doing? Like, let's say let's say he goes against Baltimore's AAA team, which would be the average MLB team right now.
Yeah.
Let's say he goes 5 1/3 against them, gives up a couple runs, strikes out 4, strikes out 5.
Yeah,
what do you do? Because he's basically beat the equivalent of the Detroit Tigers. Probably a team that's better than the Tigers.
Send down Francis.
I think there's a small boat that the Jays sit on if it's James Click getting in as GM and starting to make some moves.
Oh my God, I hope you're right, but I don't know how realistic.
Manoah has an all right year, maybe build up his value and send him somewhere.
Yeah.
Just offload, cleanse your palate, clean everything, wash your hands free of the situation, see what you can get offensively for him.
That's a great idea.
Package him with someone to St. Louis, get an infielder there like a Brendan Donovan or a Lars Nootbaar. Call it a day.
I think that's not a bad call. We just need him to perform at least a couple times before the All-Star break. And then the trade deadline, ship him for something.
What if he comes up and he's Cy Young?
That's such...
Or even, like, what if he comes up and he's, like, 2021? You know, where he's, like, throwing, like, a 3 ERA? Then what do you do? Like, what if he pitches just well enough?
3 ERA? I think 3 ERA, you ship him. I think Cy Young, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe, like, you know.
Even with Kikuchi on the chopping block at the end of this year and Bassett at the end of next?
I mean, it's hard to say, but, like, how many chances are you going to give Manoah? Is he long-term? After what we've seen, is he? Like,
yeah.
It's hard to say because he could flip that switch again, start next season the same way he did. Like, you know, I think he's the type of guy to, if he comes back, right, and secures a monster contract, once he secures the contract, he's going to put his feet up.
Oh, yeah. He's showing up CC Sabathia style, packing a bottom lipper and putting his feet up 300-pound style.
So, yeah, I think he's too much of a risk for me to think long-term with him. And that's even hypothetical. That's if he comes back at that level. So
yeah,
I'd rather get some shit. Even if he comes back and he's a Cy Young, like, it's a little too risky.
I don't know.
Off of what we're seeing right now.
I do have a hard time coughing up on a 26-year-old Cy Young finalist.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
If he comes up and he's like 50-50 and it's like, wow, you're like average, get the hell out. Get the hell out.
Yeah.
Send him to the National League. Send him to Arizona for Gabby Moreno and Lourdes Gurriel
Jr. Yeah. Yeah. Jeez, I'd take that tomorrow for sure.
So the upcoming week.
Topic.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk about Manoah for like ever. He's a forever revolving topic.
It's the most interesting one of the most interesting stories in the MLB for sure. What were you saying?
I was saying this upcoming week.
Oh, the upcoming week. Yeah,
it's kind of it's not 100% yet, but they're hitting a point in the schedule that they're playing teams that they're just a lot better than for the most part, and that they just kind of got to take advantage of. Like, so they got San Diego for 3. They miss Yu Darvish now because he's hurt. They got a knuckleballer. They're gonna have some minor league guy, and then they got a 6.3 ERA in Joe Musgrove on Sunday. So naturally, they'll only score 1 run against Musgrove, but put up 4 against this knuckleballer and let this AAA guy like one hit them until they get to the bullpen. And then it's Kansas City for 4. Then you got the Dodgers and the Royals again. And then it just kind of gets into like the Nationals, the Twins, the White Sox, the Tigers, the White Sox, the Pirates. There's some sprinkled in good teams in between.
I think Musgrove, first of all, is one of those. I don't know why I feel this way, but I feel like he's one of those pitchers that we oddly hit well. I might be wrong, but I feel like he is. I don't know why I'm getting that inkling, but I think we've hit him well in the past. I might be wrong. Regardless, the team's just got to change.
Yeah.
whatever they're doing, the approach,
I think we throw in a new lineup like I had suggested earlier.
Yeah. Do
Literally,
something.
what
You
is the
got to.
worst that could happen if they take Springer out of the leadoff spot? He goes 2 for 4?
Yeah.
Because it can't get much worse than 1 for 4. Every once a series. But he goes 0 for 12? Big woof. Aaron Judge does that.
We need more in the first. I think in the first.
We need to score in the first inning. I don't think we score much in the first inning at all.
Yeah, it was decent last week. Like they scored like 2 or 3.
I think what was it? Dan had said on the broadcast they've scored like 8 or 10 runs in the first inning, and 5 of them came in that Colorado game.
Yeah, and it's Turner that's coming up with the hits whenever he gets a shot.
Which is why it needs to go Biggio, Turner to start the game off. That's the lineup I'm running. Give me the keys. Yeah. John Schneider, move out of the way. Give me a week. We'll go 7-0.
At least for game 1. Like, yeah, try it out.
Give me the keys for a week. We'll go 7-0. No issues.
Yeah. Sure, buddy.
But yeah, so these are fairly even teams record-wise. DJ.
You're going to have a lot to edit today, my friend.
I'm just throwing this all up. Raw file.
Boom.
Okay, DJ, can you hear me?
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Will, you're back, but...
Okay. Well, anyways. What I was trying to say was that these two teams record-wise are very even. Padres are 11-10. The Jays are 10-9. But the pitch, I mean, I'm going to say it. They should sweep. The pitching benefits the Jays 9 times out of 9.
And I like this ballpark for hitting. If you're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
I think it's against the Padres, to be honest.
I think the biggest X Factor game is Friday. You got a knuckleballer in Matt Waldron, and you got the young guy in Yariel Rodriguez. And then after that, it's Barrios versus to be determined, who doesn't have good numbers, but also doesn't have a name. And then you got Bassett versus Musgrove. There's no reason they can't walk out of here 13-9, but they won't.
Okay, when our hopes were down this week, we weren't hoping for a sweep. We got like good results. We didn't predict the Yankees series, but we wouldn't have predicted.
I can't predict the sweep because I know we won't sweep. This team, I don't think this team has swept since like 2022. Like they might have swept Boston last year, I guess later on, but I just don't remember this team taking all 3 games of a series.
Yeah, that's so annoying, eh? We always get the first 2, or we always lose the first one.
Yeah.
But give us a solid sweep, too. Don't be like a shit team we should sweep. Give us the Padres would be perfect.
And then it's the Royals after for 4, which is nice. So I guess we got 7 games. Let's hear...
7-game winning streak would be insane, hey?
Let's hear predictions for the week on the record. DJ?
Okay, wait. What's the date today?
Today is Thursday the 18th. The first game is...
Okay, so for 7 games.
Yeah, we'll do up until the end of the Kansas City series, which is next Thursday, the 25th.
Am I going first?
Please.
Okay, so I think we could... That sweep is not far-fetched, but I think they'll do a Blue Jays special. I think we could easily lose on Friday, and then we could easily win the last 2. And I think the Royals are one of those teams that they're bad, right? But they have players that could go off and go crazy and have a crazy offensive game. So I feel like we could easily lose one game, if not two. I would say 5-2 is my guess.
Okay.
Realistic.
I think Friday feels like the trap game, feels like a game to lose. But the game that feels like the trap game is Sunday against Musgrove with a 6-3 ERA. That'd just be the game. It'd be a 1-0 win or something, or 1-0 loss.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about a game where you got Barrios on the hill. It kind of feels like an automatic.
Right now, yes.
I'd say 2 out of 3 against San Diego. 3 out of 4 against Kansas City. I'll go 5-2 as well. Yeah, I mean, I could easily see this going 4-3 to 6-1. So
or 7-0 would be so unheard of.
If we went 7-0, DJ, I don't we might have to pop champagne for the next podcast.
If we go 7-0 this week, I will get a Blue Jays tattoo immediately.
Right on your forehead.
Which I'm planning on doing anyway, but I will get it for the next pod. If we go 7-0.
Smack dab on the forehead, right there?
No, it's going, wait, where? It's gonna come up my arm.
You don't want to get it on an ass cheek or something?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that might, maybe a Yankees tattoo there.
Oh. Okay, so we've both gone 5-2.
Which is a safe pick.
Yeah.
I think that's
just
realistic.
I have this weird thought in the back of my mind, what if we just get our ass kicked?
We could easily do that.
Really see this being a 3-4 or 2-5.
Yeah, and that's how this lineup feels. It's just how they wake up. I mean, but they could easily keep on just squeaking past one day and getting blown out the next.
I text you, a win's a win.
Yeah, I think that's our motto this year.
They don't ask how, they ask how many.
Yeah, seriously.
Right now, it's more than we lose.
Look at this. 10-0 loss to the Astros. 2-1 win.
We either
8-0 loss.
We either, I mean, I guess it's not as much anymore, but it's we either blow a team out or get our ass kicked. I genuinely think yesterday's 9th inning collapse was the closest game we've lost this year.
It is.
We always lose by 5 runs. Minimum.
100%. Well, there was one against the Yankees that was 9-8, but we caught up in that one.
Game doesn't matter. In my mind, we lost that game 9-3.
Yeah. But look at this. Yankees, we lost by 5. Seattle, we lost by 5. Astros, we lost by 10. Astros, we lost by 8. Rockies, we lost by 8.
Don't even mention that game.
And that's it.
That was just unbelievable.
Yeah, that was insanity. I started watching that, and I just wanted to die.
I tuned in for Varsho's home run, I think it was.
Yeah, it was a good start.
And then I was like, oh, okay. And I grabbed more pizza, and I looked down, and the Rockies had scored, and I was like, And the Blue Jays had scored, and I'm like, all right.
Worse.
And then the Rockies scored, and I was like, okay. And then I went up to this booth, and I looked, and it was 4-2. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. And then I stopped paying attention, and it was 8-4, and I was like, what happened? Where did we go? And
then game 2, we were up 5-0, I think, and then they caught up. We scored 5 in the first. I was like, yo, big day,
and then we won 5-3.
Yeah. So shout out to the pitching for just getting us to this position again. It literally, it's literally the same team from last season.
Oh, it's the exactly
how. Yeah. It feels the exact same.
Blue Jay of the week.
Blue Jay of the week.
Last week's was pretty obvious. It's Dalton Varsho. But for this week. Either you're hard and long in thought, or the Wi-Fi
hard,
cut.
All I hear is either you're hard, long, and...
Is it either you're hard and long at thought? Or in thought here?
Yeah.
Or the internet's frozen. And it was frozen.
It was frozen for sure.
So you were sitting there, you were like this. I was
just thinking.
I
think I give my prediction first all the time. I want you to
Okay.
go first.
He's gonna have a big week. He's gonna start a lot. Barrios is gonna get 2 starts. Yariel might get 2.
That's a safe. That's Barrios is super safe.
Yariel Rodriguez. He has 2 starts. He's gonna show why we signed him to very little money in the grand scheme of things for baseball.
If he has a good start tomorrow, the week's gonna be good. I'll tell you that. That's my prediction.
He sets our week. So I'm going Yariel. I'm a huge Yariel guy, so like that might be the City Connect jersey.
Oh, that's a nasty one. I might get a Turner City Connect. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think I need to start looking at like jerseys. Like,
yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, Yariel. I like Yariel. It's my dude.
Man, I think we go 2 pitchers. I'm gonna go super simple. Barrios. He has 2 starts. Why wouldn't you ride the hot hand? He's the fucking one of the best pitchers in the MLB right now.
Yeah. I wanted to go fun, so I went for Yariel.
Yeah, that's fair.
Barrios feels like a very safe one. I think a dark horse, again, is Varsho. Ernie Clement's in there. Biggio. IKF.
IKF's been solid, like a sneaky, decent start. Like
Jano could also be a sneaky one. I assume he plays 4 or 5 games. If he can get the bat going.
Kirk's been seeing the ball a little bit better lately.
Can we talk about one thing quickly before we get off?
Yeah, no.
Bottom of the 9th inning. Kirk's due up, right? He's starting to hit the ball finally. Maybe he's 0-4 on Wednesday. And I look down. And you know what I see in the batter's box? Daniel Vogelback. And I'm like, I know I do not see 300-pound Daniel Vogelback in the batter's box for Alejandro Kirk. You know what you aren't saving with having him in the batter's box? Anything. You're losing. You're losing weight because he's heavier. You're losing the chance of getting on base because he's slower. And guess what? You still have to burn a player. Like, we need a pinch runner for him anyways. They should just let Kirk gone for it. Pinch ran Kirk when he got on base. That dude would have stole second, and then it would have just really set the lineup going, and we would have won.
I think you're right. I think it was just weird to bring Vogelback in. Plus, he hasn't showed us anything since the start of the season, and Kirk's been like on the upswing, so I made no sense to me either.
Yeah,
in that situation.
That's another guy. You know what? Like if we have to keep Kiermaier, get rid of Vogelback and bring up Will Robertson or Addison Barger or Relvis Martinez, who's on a 12-game hot streak right now, and he hit a grand slam almost 470 feet on Wednesday. The highlight of our organization was in AAA.
Well, we have no reason. We have a lot of players that we could send down easily. So take a chance. Take a chance.
Can't hurt. It really can't hurt. Even I like David Schneider, but even he's not playing to the level we thought. He's hitting like 220. He's getting on base, which is great. But he's not hitting. He's timely hitting, but he's not hitting.
Leads the team in RBIs. I don't know. It's hard to say that he deserves to go down over some other guy.
No, I'm not saying he deserves to go down. I'm just saying, like, if there was a crunch of like 4 guys who had to go down, there's an argument there. Ernie Clement's been better.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't send Schneider down. I'm just saying I expected a little bit more out of him.
That's fair. We expected a little more out of everybody. So if you argue that, you could argue fucking Vladdy.
I mean, Vladdy should be going down before Schneider goes down.
Yeah,
you can even argue Bo should go down before Schneider goes down.
Yeah, I mean,
and the other Schneider should be fired before we send anyone down.
I think Bo, I'm not worried about still. Like, he's just, I don't know.
I want to be in that same boat for Vladdy, but
yeah, I know. Vladdy, I'm just flat out worried. Yeah.
Every time I'm like, okay, I'm okay. Like, Vladdy's, we're doing good, right? Vladdy has to get out of this. And then in my mind, I play every time he swung at a slider 8 feet away from him, and I'm like, we're screwed.
Fuck, when he leans over to get one, like I hate it. Like, Vladdy, can you not see that ball is like 7 feet out of the strike
Buddy,
zone.
I saw it off of my couch, man.
Dude, I don't know. But there was another thing what the fuck? Angel Hernandez.
Did you see that no swing that he called a swing?
Yeah, I seen all the shit, like the whole Texas Rangers series.
Oh, that was
Seemed
ridiculous.
like that. Yeah.
It was
He's
ridiculous.
insane. At what point, man? At what point this guy's like
They can't fire him because it's in the contract. That's the thing, and they can't get once you're an MLB ump, the only way you stop being an MLB ump is if you quit or is if you retire. That's it. They can't fire
can't
them.
they pay him out or something? Like fuck.
Nope.
He's like really
and
bad.
anytime they try and do anything, he just files a lawsuit saying the MLB's racist.
Stop.
Yeah, he did that when they stopped giving him playoff games because he sucked. He was like, "You're not giving me playoff games because I'm bad. You're not giving me playoff games because I'm Mexican." And the league was like, "No, it's definitely because you're bad." And he was like, "Nope, can't be. It's because I'm Mexican." And he took him to court. He lost.
I need to become an ump because if it's so automatic, like
right?
once you're in the door, you're in the door for life, I guess.
Might as well just be like, designate me as like a first base ump.
Yeah. Seriously. The easiest job in fucking baseball.
Right? Just gotta hope Bo Bichette doesn't wildly throw one at my head.
Yeah. You gotta duck those. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's insane. Anyway. Can we please just get the City Connects? The Phillies have theirs and they're already fucking wearing them.
I don't like the Phillies.
No, me neither.
And they look, every time I see the Phillies one, I'm like, is that the Brewers? And it's not.
Yeah. Weird color.
The Mets got leaked. Their hat got leaked. And I'm pretty sure we get ours before the Mets get theirs, if I'm not mistaken.
Please.
Or no, the Mets get theirs in a couple weeks.
Wait, what was the day that ours is?
The end of May, like the 31st or something.
Oh my god.
Because
they know we're the best one.
Home.
We have the best one. That's why they're keeping it.
Yeah. Well, so the Mets got leaked. The Phillies got leaked like at the very beginning of the offseason, which I thought was interesting. Like, they got leaked before we knew who was getting City Connect jerseys.
Yeah.
And it was like, could you not do a better job?
Or like leak the Blue Jays one at least.
Well, the Mets one is in the MLB store in New York. It's like this gray hat with like a bridge on it. And it looks like it's going to be off of like, I think it's subway track 12, which runs to Citi Field from Queens to Manhattan.
That's pretty cool.
It looks pretty cool. I saw a concept of one today, and I was like, I wouldn't buy it, but it's better than the Phillies.
Yeah, New York's a safe one. Like, New York has a lot to give.
And then I think it was the Cardinals announced that they were giving, or that they were having one today, for May 25th.
Still before us?
Yeah, and I was like, so I like that the Jays announced theirs at the very beginning of the season. Like, we announced it like the first Friday of the year.
Yeah, why
and we're like, hey, you don't get it for 2 months. They're like asking to be like, have them leaked.
If these are trash, I swear to God.
These are trash. I'm going to buy one and be very sad.
Yeah. I think either way, it's a cop. First 2 days, but like still.
I'm going to be so sad if they're bad.
Or if they're like very similar to the ones we already got. Like, we need something like, you know.
Even if they're simple. Like, if they're simple and it'll be good, you know.
Simple, different.
If it's red, I am filing like a war crime complaint against the Blue Jays.
There's a good chance it's red.
If it's red, I'm switching fandom.
I think there's a very good chance it's red.
If it's red, I'm over. If it's red, it's over.
Because the MLB just thinks Canada. It's Canada versus the US.
Yeah, but it's the Blue Jays designing them. This isn't the MLB designing. This is Blue Jays.
Right. But I think even the Blue Jays organization is like, we are Canada.
If it's red. That is illegal. If the Blue Jays come with a red jersey.
Switch it up and do white and black or something.
I'd even be down with a black jersey.
Yeah.
It's not my number one choice, but like.
Oh yeah, I would love a black one, like a nice black one. Fuck yeah.
I just have so many bad memories of Blue Jays black jerseys.
I like them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but every time I see them, I see like JP Ricciardi and like Alex Rios.
I love Alex Rios.
Oh man, we nicknamed him Cemented because I watched him get picked off at first base more times than not. Dude, you'd think after like the 7th time in a series he would have learned, but no.
No.
Poor idiot took that extra set.
Shout out the most underrated Blue Jay of all time, Vernon Wells.
Jesse Litch.
Guy's a beast. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah, Jesse Litch. Comment down below if you even know who that is. Well, we get 0 comments.
Yeah.
So I'll comment.
I'll comment and be like, I do. I know who that is.
Yeah, no, actually, all of our fan base knows.
All 2 people.
Yeah, be like sadly, and you'll be like, yeah, I know.
I love Jesse Litch.
God, I will never hear that out of somebody's mouth other than yours for the rest of my life. I promise.
I guarantee you, I will be the only one ever who would seriously say, "I love Jesse Litch." Who didn't even pitch good.
I was just about to say, why do you love?
I don't. I just because he came up in my mind at 12:30 on a random night, and I was like, "Well, I guess we're here."
Like, I don't even. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what he looks like really off the top of my head.
See, the worst part is I knew what he looked like.
Wait.
He's very traditional. He's like a white guy with ginger. I don't think he had glasses, but he could have had glasses. But he was like, did you remember me? He was right-handed pitcher. I think he was number 45, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my God. Wait. I'm so confused. What color was his hair?
Ginger.
Oh my God, I do remember this guy. Yo. He was not on our team for very long.
He was on our team for like 6 years.
Holy fuck.
It was like, I think it was 08 to 2012.
I do remember this guy, like
07 to 2011. Well. His best year was 2008.
Bro.
Don't ask me why.
Holy fuck, I do remember this guy's face.
Right? He was 51, sorry.
For so long?
I don't know, because we were bad.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, this dude, I like vividly remember watching this guy pitch when I was like 8.
Yeah, you're right. He was like one of those guys that came in like, I think he was like a 7th inning role randomly.
No, he was a starter.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, I do not remember that. Holy fuck. A starter?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, we were bad.
We had a rotation. Oh, man, dude, the rotation was nasty at that point. It was like Brandon Morrow, Ricky Romero, Jesse Litch, Kyle Drabek. I think we had Al Leiter Jr. or Mark Leiter Jr.
Bro,
we had one of the 15 lighters that touched the MLB.
Wow, that is insane. I don't even. Yeah. Oh, I'm godsmacked right now.
Well, that was a quick trip in Will's brain when he starts thinking baseball. When he really starts thinking baseball.
That's insane. I don't know how you remembered this fucking guy. But, like, I should have, based on how much I watched back then, even as a kid. But I guess when someone is so bad, it usually goes under the radar. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my God, yeah. Dustin McGowan.
Holy fuck. We need to just get off stream.
Oh my God, I remember one. I can't. Marcus something. It wasn't Marcus Stroman. 2009 Blue Jays. I can see him vividly. He's got like brown, black hair. Markham. Sean Markham.
God damn, man. You were in the tank for these. You're like flexing bad Blue Jays players.
Dude.
Bro, let's end the stream and just go through this. Or end the podcast.
Sir
and go
Sean
through.
Markham. Had to be. Sean Markham. He was a Brewer. He was a Blue Jay.
Holy man.
And Guardian Indian.
Sean Markham, eh?
A little bit of everything. He was holy, get ready for this. He was a Blue Jay in 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, and 2010.
Holy.
Ask me why I remember that.
Wow.
That's how I ended. Mic drop. Peace out. Goodbye.